friends. Welcome to Flosstube and Variety Show number 169, I think. Today is Friday, September 12th, 2025. I'm Emily Williams, wow, in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Thanks so much for joining me. Today is Friday, as I said. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous day. It is the perfect outdoor day. My husband has been outside working in the yard some, putting in a little step at the foot of our stairs leading down from our deck, doing some other things, doing the grocery shopping and so forth. I've been inside mostly, but not 100%. I did have the pleasure of Zooming with Leslie this afternoon for a few hours, which was good because that means I got some stitching done. It's been a busy week. And, you know, Flosstube means cross stitch, so let's talk about it. I did work on Hannah Green, 1836. So satisfying to work on it. I'm beginning to think I might take this to work on our trip to England, which means I should not fill things in. I should leave them open because it makes it easier. So I brought that border down some and I created those outlines of the flowers where the blue is going to be. I feel as if I am behind, and maybe I am. And this week I did very little cross stitch, as you'll soon discover. But this is the piece so far. I don't remember if I mentioned this last week, but this pink line, this outer single stitch border, I had to take out this part because it was not in the right place. When I switched the direction, originally I had started stitching it like this and that wasn't right, so I changed it. And come to find out, this pink line, which would have been across the top, it wasn't in the right place to go across the top. I'd miscounted anyway, and it was in even more of a wrong place going down the side, so I spent some time taking that out, and I haven't put it back yet. It's quite a beautiful sampler. I will keep going on that. I might, as I say, I might take it with me because it's pretty easy to work on. I mean, I would still need my magnifying lamp and all of that jazz, but it's fine. Mostly what I did is I pretty much monogamously from Friday afternoon until Sunday or even Monday, I worked on this. This is the corner gauge pocket. So this is a little piece of probably Creme Brûlée by Tabbycat. And we were supposed to stitch two sides, one for the front and one for the back, and choosing from things that were offered. And so I chose this one and this darling little scene. I cannot get over that over one dog. And somehow we're going to cut this in half like this. We're going to fold over like this to put the two sides together and make it into a pocket by some magic means that Rae Niles is going to teach us. And I'm looking forward to it. And the stitching is now done. So I'll press this and somehow put it in a place that it will stay. I mean, I cannot, let me just show you that cute little dog. Can you see that? It's so cute. These little bird things are over one also. And so, yeah. So you may hear my husband coming in from outside, but hopefully he'll be quiet as he walks into the kitchen. Yeah, anyway, that I worked on, that took quite a bit of time, but not as much time as you might think. And I have started on this bottom panel. So let me show you this first. So this is the, remember, going to be the Hussif. And it you stitch some on the front and some on the back, and some right side up, some upside down. And down here, this is the, I'm going to take the paper and turn it over. This is the inside front flap piece, which the chart in here has ABC and some flowers and so on. Well, Leslie sent me a picture of somebody's work that had done this with their own initials and put Swindon 2025. And so I, of course, had to copy. So I did that. And I haven't yet figured out exactly how, there's supposed to be some little flies or butterfly type things and some more flowers to place in there. And I haven't quite figured out exactly how I'm going to do that, where they need to go. I'm going to have to do some measuring and counting to try to figure that out. But the whole thing, I had hoped to be done with that panel this week, but did I mention last time I had to take out what I'd started? So anyway, it's really nice. I mean, some of the color choices in here individually I wouldn't have chosen, but I think overall it looks very nice. And it's been fun to work on mostly, except for the places that it was really hard to count. And I also wanted to show you, did I print? Yes, here it is. I had shown this before. This is by Jane Greenoff, book of sampler patterns. And I noticed that this sampler pictured on the front, the style of the flowers and insects is very similar to this item. The colors are a little different. And also pictured in here is, I'm trying to find the picture. Oh, this thing, which she gives the instructions for how to make. Now, I don't think we're making this in this little class we're taking, but I think that this that we have made, or that we will be making, would go sort of along with that. So I think that's kind of cool. I really like this book. There are a lot of very nice projects in it, different types of samplers, different types of techniques, and here's a map. It's very traditional map sampler. Map of England, of course. Or, yes, it is England. And you may remember, if you've watched my videos for a while, that one of the things that I bought 2 years ago I bought it in Swindon at the Great British Sampler Weekend, was a little pattern to make a little book that was samplers of, or snippets sort of samplers of different styles. Jane Greenoff, that I started, and I didn't get very far on it. I had thought I would stitch one. There's 12 pages in the book. Thought I would stitch one per month. It would be done in a year. I put it together. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, I realized as I was working on the first 2 pages that some parts of the instruction that didn't fully understand. And now that I know a lot more about certain of the specialty stitches, and I know the problems that I was coming up against in my mind when I was working on that, this time when I go, Jane Greenoff will be there. Either I can ask her about it, or I can look at the book that will probably be there, the little sample, and see exactly how it's put together and try to figure out the parts that were mysterious to me before. So one of the things I should do before going to England is to actually give that a close look, what I've worked on so far, to see exactly what my questions are. I'm not going to take it with me because it uses a lot of threads and it's too problematic. I'm going to take something simpler that's easier for me to just work on in a variety of settings, probably Hannah Green, actually. And that is all the stitching I did. Now I did actually, I realize I may not have the right way to show this, but I came across a little zipper pouch full of tatting, my tatting from years ago. And oops, I had forgotten that I had this much. I can't really show it all to you, but I'll just, since I found it, I'll show it, a little bit of it. This is a cute little edging. And this is made of rings and chains. Those are the two main features of tatting. And so you see there's this much of it. I think I had thought I would, you know, it's pink, I would maybe put it on a pillowcase edge. It's nice, isn't it? And do I have more of this thread? I don't think I do. That may be all of it. This is kind of interesting. This is a very simple, it's just rings linked together. Before this is used, it would be blocked a little bit. You would soak it, maybe even soak it in bleach and then press it on a towel to help it be straightened out. And it would be an edging on the edge of a handkerchief or a pillowcase maybe. But I have enough of it, I could see putting it around a little pillow. That's something that you do with lace edging. Variegated red, pink, I mean not red, pink and blue and white, off-white. It's pretty. That's very, very easy. It's something you can do. You don't need the ball, you just need the shuttle because it's all, there's no chain to it. And then I found that I have some of this variegated pink and yellow thread. This happens to be Coates and Clark's. This, I'm sure, was a present to me from Granny Faye, who taught me to tat. And this is what I was making with it. Can't get it to straighten up. So it's pink and yellow, and it's really pretty. This is a nice little edging. Two different sizes of rings facing up, and then this little pendant, what is that called? A teardrop or something coming off the bottom. I don't remember the term, but the nice thing about tatting, so here I had to make a join. You see, I just joined, I just started. And now that it's done, or if I were ready to use it, I would just tie a very careful, precise knot there. The whole thing is made up of knots, so it isn't as if that's going to be a big detriment to it. So I would just tie those two threads in a knot and cut them off close. I think I must have another join in this amount of length. Yeah. Oh, it's nice. Again, a pillowcase edging or a little girl's dress. I don't have a little girl in my life, so I don't know. And then this is a little heavier. All of that is probably 80 weight thread. This is probably 60 weight or 40 weight even. This I'm sure is DMC, some kind of pearl cotton type stuff. And again, this is just a simple edging of rings, but it turns out a little bigger. You use bigger thread. Of course, it works up faster in terms of getting length if you're using bigger thread. I have a lot of thread. I know where I have miles of tatting thread. And I have been sort of interested in tatting since I discovered I can do it in moderate light. I don't need perfect light for it. This I had already started. I found this amongst all this. This is hens and chicks, or I guess maybe this way it's a little more obvious what the design is. Again, this has to be blocked, but just a shuttle. This is a nice medium blue. You can also tat using one color thread for the rings and another color for the chains, and that's a nice look. So since I found all this tatting and all this thread, and I know there's more thread upstairs, I'll probably do more tatting. It's nice to have a little very, very tiny project at hand. So this is part one of Variety Show. What else is in here? Oh, this is sort of a dull brown-ish. Oh, I have a piece of paper. Oh, I know what that is. That's a pattern. Now, it is only the 12th of September, which I say only because I keep catching myself being slightly panicked because I seem to have this feeling that I'm going to England in, next week. Well, it's a month. It's a month away. So it's fine. It's all fine. But we celebrate Christmas with Byron's big family, his brothers and sister and sisters-in-law, and our nieces and nephews and great nieces and great nephews at Thanksgiving time. And Thanksgiving may seem like it's over 2 months away, but it's really only about 6 weeks away, maybe 7 weeks away for me, because I have this big chunk of October and the first part of November taken up with going to England and a couple of other things. So I am beginning to feel that I need to start thinking about Christmas. So I'm thinking it is not too soon for anybody to start thinking about Christmas. So I'm going to offer you some of the ideas that I have used in the past for stocking stuffers. And I'm trying to give you ideas that are things that you might not have thought of. So in my traditional background, our stockings always had a toothbrush, maybe a hand lotion for the girls. Me, I'm the girl. My mother puts things in her own stocking, I think. I certainly put things in my stocking. A new pen or a mechanical pencil or something cool along those lines. Of course, back in my childhood, there weren't mechanical pencils, so some kind of writing implements, maybe a fresh box of crayons, that's always fun. Even as a teenager, the fresh box of crayons might be in my stocking because it's always fun to have a fresh box of crayons, I think. And maybe a pair of scissors, maybe, I don't know what all, little doodads, candy, of course. And all of those things are things that I've put in people's stockings. And a couple of things I happen to have here that I think would make good stocking stuffers that aren't quite so run-of-the-mill. Here's a pack of 3x5 cards. The 3, 4, and 5-year-old in your life would like a pack of 3x5 cards in their stocking. I think they would. I think most kids would enjoy that. And you can get white ones or you can get colored ones. I love 3x5 cards in my stocking. Maybe I'm just a 5-year-old at heart. A few more things. Not for the 3-year-old, but for the slightly older person. You can get sets of dice like this that are pretty colors. This is 12 D6s, they're called. D6, D, what does D stand for? Dice, maybe. And these happen to be blue, a mottled blue with gray pips on them. There are a lot of things you can do with this, play various games, Yahtzee and things like that. This is probably around $6 from a gaming store. You can probably get them online. This brand is Chessex. Chessex is a big name in dice and game pieces, markers and things like that. Where is this made? France. This happens to be made in France, but I'm sure there's something similar made anywhere you could think of. Again, it's kind of the thing that a child might not know. I think of a child, might not know that they would enjoy it, but if they had 12 dice, they might invent a game to play, or they might set themselves up to play Yahtzee or Fill or Bust or something using interesting dice, or they might use the interesting dice that they got in their stocking instead of the dice in the Monopoly game, just for fun. So I think that would be an idea. If you go to a store like Barnes & Noble, I think is where these probably came from. These are called gum pack games, I think. Did they say it on there? This is packogame.com. Yeah, packogame.com is what these are from. This is a game. It's a card game. These are card games, I think. And it says on the back, this is for 2 players, ages 10 and up, 25 minutes. And usually there's a little video showing. So this is called Woo. Marriage is Tricky. It's a trick-taking game. Here, this one is called Box. It has to do with laying out cards to form arrangements of colored circles, colored dots. So this is 2, I said 2 players, ages 10 and up. This is 2, 3, 4, or 6 players. Probably play as partners. 20 minutes. This is called Spy, Espionage Simplified. 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up, 10 minutes. I have had other games like this. I've certainly put them in people's stockings. They're like the size of a pack of gum. And as I say, you can probably get these at some place like Barnes & Noble. That's a place I know I have bought them before. You can go online and find reviews of them in order to select the exact one. Or you can say, you know, for $5 or whatever this costs, it's worth the risk of just dropping something unique in somebody's stocking. Certainly that's how I've done it. And not everyone is as good as every other one. But over the years, I've had or played or had probably 8 of these games. And I would say half of them have been worth playing. So that's an idea. There are a lot of them. I would say I think I'm aware of maybe 20 or more different games that are in this format. And then the final thing, and I came across this in my closet the other day, but I've seen it advertised. So these are micro puzzles, and see they come in this test tube size package, and they're small pieces. Can you see that? And this is the picture, the rain, multicolored rain with the person with the umbrella. And if you need a bigger picture, a bigger image, you can do the QR code and you'll be taken to the bigger image. And you just, open the test tube and pour out the pieces and put the puzzle together. They're cardboard, reasonably good quality for being such a small puzzle. I think this is 4x6 is the size. Does it say? 150 pieces. I believe these are around $10 to $12, and as holidays approach, they may be on sale. Buy 2, get an extra one free or something. These are great little stocking gifts, or a random gift for somebody you don't know what to give something to. Anybody who enjoys a jigsaw puzzle, there will be some design of quite a large catalog that this company has that will be suitable for that person. I usually have a bunch of these on hand. I don't right now. I must have given them away, but very fun. Micro puzzles. All of the information about these exact things that I'm showing you are going to be in the description field below this video. Now, the other thing that Byron and I do in terms of Christmas presents, especially for his family, is we try to think of something or discover something that probably people don't already have. Or if they have it, having a new one is a good thing that we can buy 30 of and give to everybody, that it will be useful for a wide variety of people. And one thing that we have bought a couple of different times have been, I didn't get it out of the garage, so I'm going to put a picture here. This device that you use to clean the inside of your windshield without putting your shoulder out of joint. Very handy to have. We gave that to people a few years ago. It was a big hit. Everybody appreciated it. We gave it to another sort of subgroup of people that we exchange, you know, not insignificant presents with. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Again, everybody appreciated it. If you don't have one of these and you think that there are people on your casual gift list that need one of these, they're less than $20. They might be less than $15. I think they're a great thing. I like to have my windshield clean inside and out. It's just hard work to clean the inside of a windshield. I can't even reach. You know, you put your arm like this and you're twisting, there's all this torque. I can't do it. With this thing, you just do this. And it's quite easy to do. I love it. Okay, believe it or not, I don't have anything else to tell you. I didn't do much stitching. I really have been thinking about Christmas presents already. I think I'm going to go on this website and see what's going on with the micro puzzles. I hope that you are having a great beginning of fall. It's gorgeous weather here. I hope it's nice weather wherever you are. And I hope your stitching is going well and you're feeling happy about what you're accomplishing and enjoying the projects you're working on. I believe I'll be back next week to make another video. I hope I will. And many blessings to you, friends.